Alright, Sensation back at ya. Today we are going on a marketplace parts run. So not a PC run, but parts run. And I'm sure there's some of you that say I'm paying too much for this stuff too, but you know what? It's my money. $80 is our price today. We're picking up a few parts actually. Graphics card. Getting a graphics card, couple processors, and I believe some memory, and we ain't gonna get nothing. If you see my gas gauge down there, there's our GPS, by the way. How many minutes does it say? I'm turning out of the driveway, so I gotta pay attention to what I'm doing here. 31 minutes, I believe it says down there. I don't know, you tell me. You can see it better than I can. But well, I don't know if you like these videos or not. Occasionally I gotta run and get parts. That's just how it goes. And they're marketplace deals. This one would have been an hour away, but I told the dude, look man, if you can meet me halfway, that would be great. So if someone wants to sell something, sometimes you can get them off their ass and move them to meet you halfway. And I think that's fair. I mean, they want to sell it, and I need the parts. So I told you guys and gals on a couple of videos that I need to swipe up some graphics cards. So we're getting to the major highway here, which means that I might have to put you down. All right, real quick here, we got parts. See the graphics card, the RAM sticks, the processors laying down there. One up there, he put them all in the box for me. He assured me they worked. Said if they don't, that we can meet back up and he'll give me a refund on them or whatever. But he was a good kid. But I've had good kids rip me off before. That's the chance on marketplace, right? That's the other thing about marketplace deals. I mean, when you see the gateway video, actually I might tie this in with it, but I don't think so. I think I'm gonna do this as a standalone. We'll test the parts when we get home. I am probably gonna have to put you down though, because I'm coming out on the highway, so I'll catch you on in a bit. All right, you're looking down at the test bench. This is the GTX 1060 we picked up. I don't know if it'll focus on it so you can see it or not, but it's a Zotac card, so it's a small one. We're going to plug it in right here. Then we're going to get our CPUs out that we got with it. This one, I'll tell you what it is, because you ain't going to be able to see it. Intel Pentium G is in golf. 2030. So G2030, Intel Pentium G2030. I'm pretty sure that's probably a DDR3 processor. We'll put that on there with the rest of them. This is the one I was after though, because this is an Intel Core i7-3770 right here. That's going in our gateway. So I'm going to set that to the side and I'll show you what else is going in the gateway. So for $80, we're going to upgrade the gateway, basically. So we got two 4 gig sticks of DDR3 memory here. And I've got more light. Let me go ahead and turn that on for you. I put this up here for testing purposes and it worked good. So we're going to fire it up and add a little more light to the situation here. Hopefully you like that. I'm going to pull all this memory out of here. And I'm going to test the sticks that we got today. And I'm getting kind of tired, but man, I'd sure like to get out there to the shop and test that. Get that gateway put back together with the 3770 in it. And we're just going to take the memory I stuck in here out, set it to the side. We're going to take the memory that come in it out, set it to the side. we're going to take our two 4 gig sticks that we picked up today, and we're going to go in slots 2 and 4. That should light up as 8 gigs of RAM. So we're going to test the memory and the graphics card right now. That's the nice part about having a DDR3 system set up on my test bench. So this only takes a 6-pin power. We're going to get that plugged in real quick. And we need a HDMI cable. And that should do it. I believe we got everything hooked up, including a router for internet. All right, we're good now. Nothing smoking. So let's fire this bad boy up. Ooh, we're not good. Now we're good. Let's see if we post. Well, so far it's not looking good. And we did change 2 things at once, being the memory and the graphics card both. We got the power plugged into the graphics card, and we ain't got no display. We're going run an HDMI port into it. Don't tell me that kid sold me bad parts. He seemed like a good kid. Let's just say it's the memory. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt, but the fan didn't come on that card at all. Which means that card could likely be dead. I'll tell you what, instead of changing the memory out, it wouldn't matter how we do it either way. Let's take the graphics card out of here and let's find my little GT730. Or, better than that, let's test our other marketplace find and see how bad we did get ripped off this weekend. Oh, mercy. I'm hoping it just don't like the memory, and that's the problem, but I didn't even see the fan power on that graphics card. And when you don't see that, that's, well, yeah, it's not a good sign. It's not. Let me pause you while I get this out of the box. All right, yeah, this thing's missing the, where you screw in for the, to hold the DVI cables in too. Somebody knew that card was bad. I don't know if the kid bought it that way and pawned it back off, but he had CPUs and everything, which is going to lead me out to test this 3770. Even though I'm tired and don't feel like it, I might not test nothing because I'm going to hit that kid up immediately. We are not posting. 0 posts. That card is DOA. So it looks like we might have got scammed on the GTX 1060. Damn, that sucks. I needed that for that other computer. But it is what it is. This is a risk you take when you're dealing off marketplace. Right there. And I'm not holding my phone for a flashlight. You believe that? Look at our lighting situation. It is much, much gooder. It is. But yes, this ain't the first time I've been scammed on a graphics card. I can tell you guys and gals that. I buy this stuff all the time. Left and right. 80 was not a great deal, even if the graphics card worked. But it's a terrible deal if the graphics card don't work. So I'm going to let you know what the seller says on this one. Because this card is DOA. It is dead. Thankfully, my $100 Zotac 1070 works good. So, well, at least lights up. We know that it at least lights up. I don't know that I'm going to continue on testing the processor and stuff. I'm going to hit the seller up first and see what the hell he wants to do about this. But were we scammed on our GTX, Zotac GTX 1060? Because this thing has no power. I mean, it doesn't do anything, doesn't spin a fan, doesn't attempt to light up. So that card is definitely dead. Let me message the seller. I'll do it this way because I doubt he'll respond quickly. I'll probably have to message him a few times. But let me see if I can get this cat to respond to me, this kid, and see what he says about it. And I'll let you guys and gals know the outcome at the end of the video. But this is our parts testing. I'm not going to conclude the video yet because I'm going to go out to the shop and I'm going to go ahead and give the 3730 a shot because I bought it on purpose. But I don't know where I put them either. Who knows what I did with this stuff. I got the memory sitting there. I had them in my hand and I showed them to you. I'm gonna cut this off for now and we'll get back. I'm gonna cut it off for now and we'll get back to it in the shop if we decide to test the 3770 and go down that road. I mean, if we get scammed out of the rest of it, we're gonna have to keep what's good anyway, right? So if we're scammed out of the graphics card, then we at least keep what's good and we take another lesson learned. This is at all costs when you buy off a marketplace. This is the problem with meeting on computer parts. You don't, unless you have a power inverter and a rig set up to test it in your car, you don't have any way to test these things, guys and gals. So when you buy it, assume that you're getting a good enough deal or that you have the money where this isn't going to hurt you. And in my case, it isn't going to hurt me. So I'm upset that the kid would do that to me, but it's not the end of the world, basically. I'll message him and see if I'll give the kid a chance to make it right. I'll probably have to drive up there to return the stuff. If the 3770 works and the memory and stuff works, I may just ask for a partial refund. So I paid him $80, maybe he'd give me $35 or $40 back. So let me see what I can work out on this, and I'll let you guys and gals know the outcome. But we are going to go ahead and test the 3770 because I could really use it in my gateway too. Not $80 worth of it, but you get the point there. I could really test it. I could really use it in my gateway, but I needed this graphics card for it. Gosh, that kills me. So I'll keep you updated and I'll let you know. All right, we're going to finish the video up on the GTX 1060 that we purchased yesterday that didn't work. I messaged the seller and he has never gotten back with me, which means we likely got scammed. I didn't have a test rig with me. I don't set one of those up at my car. I've bought over the years just hundreds of parts online, and a lot of times you never have a problem, and there's a few times that you do. And this is one of the few times that I have a problem with it. So does it put a bad taste in my mouth? It makes me kind of want to set up a test rig, and I'm going to show you why. That's the second card. This was the first card I got scammed on this year. That is an RX 5700 XT right there that was supposed to work great. Well, let's see how great it works. We're going to turn the power on and we're going to get our power switch here and fire this computer up and the fans kick on. And we're even going to post. That's the best part about it. At least I think we are. Maybe it quit. Nope, it posted. You can see all the artifacts in it already. So you got all those artifacts in it. We'll go into the BIOS. There's still artifacts in it. I guess we'll power it down and get into the computer and I'll show you what it does. But this was the second time I got scammed, and this was from a card that worked good. The seller of this one actually responded to me though, and he said, I don't know what you did to that card when you installed it because it worked great for me. That's exactly what they will always say if they respond. It is never their fault. That's the life of a scammer. It's pathetic is what it is, but it's never their fault, right? The artifacts in this one are bad. You can, if you try to run a game or Heaven Benchmark, I'll show you what it does. We'll open Heaven Benchmark up and just click run. And then you'll see exactly what it does here. You will see what I see, which is garbage. Oh, it's actually going to try to load this time. Nope, she crashed. There's the crash, there's the screen tear. You see all the artifacts all over the place. I did it due diligence, and I took it apart and re-thermal pasted it, cleaned everything up. I'm going to say it's bad VRAM on the card is what I would guess in this one. I'm not going to junk the card because I may actually attempt to fix this one day. This might be a test card to try to change VRAM out. I don't know. I've been contemplating ordering the tools to test to work on that stuff, so this may be the card that I do it for. Just in general, I don't know. That's, if you watch the videos on that, that's a very, I don't know, it's a very tedious task. It really is. Probably better just for junk or paperweights, right? I mean, honestly. I mean, if you needed to test to see if a board lit up or something, you could use that card, but you're not going to game on it because it's just going to scream tear an artifact. That's going to do it on the video, though. I did reach out to the seller on the 1060. It's been a day and I haven't heard a word, so probably more than likely he's just going to be one of those that don't respond. I'm going to hit him up with another message to ask if he got the first one, obviously. But that's probably going to be it on it. I still have to test the CPUs. I haven't gotten around to doing that yet. But I've bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 9 or 10 graphics cards in 2025 on Marketplace. And I've been scammed on 2 of them. In the years before that, I hardly ever got scammed on this stuff. I would buy it. They would tell me what it was. I would buy it, bring it home, hook it up, and it would work. So I'm not sure what's going on that all of a sudden people think that it's right to scam other people on Marketplace. But you can fight back a little bit. And the one way that you can fight back on Marketplace is make sure in the review you put exactly what happened. Make sure you give them a negative review. That way the next unsuspecting person that clicks on one of their ads can read it. They can try to get it deleted. Most of the time they'll do like this guy did, and he deleted that Marketplace account and started another one. Because I wasn't the only negative complaint. But we have to keep exposing the scammers because they're out there, unfortunately. This yesterday seemed like a good kid, you know. Good deal, good kid, but it really wasn't a good deal. I thought I was overpaying for it at $80 for the 3 gig 1060 and then 4 gigs of RAM and a few old CPUs like a Pentium, the 3770 and an 8350 AMD. Maybe it was right on the money. Doesn't matter. Even if I paid the right amount for it, the graphics card being bad kind of nixed that deal. I got screwed anyway, right? So that's what I want to point out there. If you have a test rig set up in your car and an inverter to be able to run that test rig, and it have to be a pretty big inverter, do it. By all means, test the equipment. If you can get the person selling it, the seller, to test it for you at their house would be the better option to show you that it does work and it doesn't artifact like this one does, or it doesn't even power on like our wonderful 1060 here. Doesn't even spin a fan or power on. So do that. Make sure you test it. I'm thinking about setting up a test rig. I really am, to carry with me for this kind of stuff, because out of the last 10 cards I bought, I've been scammed twice. They're going to get stellar reviews, though. This kid's going to get a stellar review. I'm going to tell him exactly how I feel about this great deal that I got here on this card. And hopefully it'll help somebody else, you know, that the kid tries to scam next. Maybe they can see my review and decide to stay away from them, you know, buyer beware. But that's the one way that you can fight back. Obviously for $80, I'm just going to wash my hands with it, honestly. I had to with this one. What I ended up doing on this is I bought the brand new Soyo 5700 XT from AliExpress. This is the box that came in. And I keep it around because it holds the gigabyte. You know, the good name, 5700 XT, that artifacts. And then, of course, I got the Soyo Dragon right here, 5700 XT, that actually is going to edit this video. So, there you go. That's going to do it and tie it up. I haven't heard back from the kid, so I'm going to assume that it's the second graphics card I've been scammed on in 2025. And is it going to stop me from buying graphics cards and buying $100 PCs on Marketplace? No, it's not. But some of you I don't know. When you do this stuff every day, you kind of wash it off. Some of you won't be able to wash it off that way, so I want you to do your due diligence. And if you're going to get into this kind of stuff, make sure that you test it at the customer's house, or you have a way to test it, some of these parts. Especially, this is the cheap stuff, guys and gals. The $100, the $80, that's the cheap stuff. Wait till you go buy, somebody wants to meet you on $1,000 graphics card. Now you imagine paying that $1,000 and getting that home and hooking it up and having artifacts and screen tearing when you try to launch a game. Or like the 1060, it don't power up at all. I want you to be careful. I want you to be vigilant when you're looking at this kind of stuff on Marketplace, and do your homework. I'm old school, and I'm trusting of people still. And a man's word's a man's word. So obviously the two guys I bought these for weren't real men. That's a fact. And that's the way I was taught. I'm going to take the $180 lesson in 2025, and it won't be a lesson for me. But unfortunately, when I get done with the PC, I kind of got to build that cost in, you know, and it comes out of my profit. And that's the bad part about it. It comes out of my profit, and then you gotta pass costs along on some of the stuff. And a lot of this stuff I buy to keep, and I use it for different things, different playing old school games and stuff. I'm going to introduce you to one of my favorite old computers in a video real soon. And I'm going to introduce you to me trying to do some crazy stuff with that on modern stuff. So that's going to be a good one, but this is going to tie this video up. I hated to put this one together. I honestly did. I wanted to put the video together where we had our 1060 here in our gateway, and it was working great. You know what I mean? That's the video I wanted to do. But instead, I have to do a video that says, oh my God, I got scammed on Marketplace. This one, though, I mean, the memory did work. Even though it was only 4 gigs, it did work. The CPUs, I can test the Pentium, and I can test the 3770. I can use the 3770, okay? And because I can use it, and possibly it didn't look like any pins were bent on 8350, I get an AM3 plus board to test it in. It'll possibly work too. So that kind of lessens the blow a little bit on that one, and I'm not real concerned about it at that point. But this one I am. I'm not anymore. It's been a couple of months now, and I moved on and bought the new 5700 XT to replace it. But I wanted to show you this because it hasn't happened to me once out of about 10 deals. It's happened to me twice now. So just be vigilant. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate everyone's support. Watching the channel grow the way it has in the last 2 weeks it's been honestly breathtaking, and it's fun to watch. And all the comments, thank you so much. I love interacting with you guys and gals out there. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Look for my replies because they're always going to be there. I try to respond as positive as I can to every comment. So like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and who knows, maybe once every couple of months I'll put together a video like this where I'll show you what I got scammed on Marketplace, or what was junk from the thrift store, the yard sale, or the estate sale. But that's going to do it. It's been another great SimStation production. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.